People often see the look of silence and the act of killing, and they ask, how on earth did you get these people to speak so openly? And in fact, both films are a response to that openness, and were not a lure or a trick to get people to open up. You see, when the survivors back in 2003 first asked me to try and film the perpetrators, I was reluctant. I was afraid. I thought it could be dangerous. But when I approached them, immediately they would open up. Every single one. All I would do is ask, what did you do for a living? And within seconds, I would be hearing the most grisly details of mass murder, recounted with smiles on the perpetrators, by the perpetrators with smiles on their faces, often in front of their wives, their children, even their small grandchildren. And so to get people to open up about the crimes was very easy. It required nothing. Now, to get people to open up about their feelings regarding the crimes was another matter, and but that's not something that involved no special skill. That's the same. All I had to do was to approach the perpetrators as human beings, to resist the temptation of making the leap from saying these men have done something monstrous to these men are monsters, because I knew to do that would be to just reassure myself that I'm not like them. Whereas in fact, I would hope that I wouldn't do the same things they did if I grew up in their families at that time, but I know I'm very lucky never to have to find out. And essentially, all you have to do to get people, anybody, perpetrator or ordinary person, to open up about their feelings, to open up as a human being, is to approach them as a human being, with empathy, with respect, and with an open heart. People who've seen the act of killing will often ask, weren't you afraid making the film? And to be honest, that was an emotionally frightening film to make. But The Look of Silence was a physically frightening film to make. When Adi said he wanted to approach the perpetrators and confront them, I had to think, how can we do this safely? And I understood that perhaps if we worked from the lowest ranking perpetrator up the chain of command, and we worked swiftly, so we do another confrontation every day, I shot only with a Danish crew. If Adi didn't bring any ID, so that if we were detained, they would have trouble figuring out who he is by the time we got help from an embassy. If we had his family at the airport ready to evacuate in case there was any danger, and if we had a getaway car so that it was harder to follow us, it was harder to follow us if we should need to run away, then we might just about be able to get through this without being physically harmed. So we took all of those precautions. And then, of course, Adi's family, from the very beginning, it was a long discussion, understood that they would have to move to another area, another region, so that they would avoid the political and repercussions of the courageous work that the family's done by making this film.